BBN Jack, I gotta wipe this camera's off, and I forgot to take my sweaters off. BBN Jack Frost, what's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. We got some things to talk about. Let me take this sweater off real quick if y'all don't mind. We got some things to talk about today, gentlemen, ladies, all of the ladies and the gentlemen. We have a thing to talk about today. First thing I want to be clear about this, and I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. We're going to be talking about the testimony that was given by a one Miss Megan Thee Stallion. We're going to be talking about the testimony in which she's given today. We have some of, and I want to make a point about something. Listen and pay attention. I'm going to make a point about something because there's a couple of things that we want to discuss while we're talking about this. But I want to make a point to also say, I need for you to pay attention to the media that is being oppressed. There's a reason why I'm always shooting at the Democratic Party. All right? I'm going to explain something to y'all. Pay attention. There's a reason why I'm always shooting at the Democratic Party. And it's not because I don't like them. Just so we can be clear. It's because often the Democratic Party are doing things that's going to help them push their agenda that I believe is hurting our people. I am 100% behind protecting black women. That's not of any question if you've been on this channel for any time. But I want to know why are we always saying protect black women when it's at the behest or when it's at the inquisition or a black male's inquisition? Why are we always saying protect black women when it's detrimental to black men, but not really any other time? I want to know that. So with that being said, we got a little bit of stuff. We got the lawyer from Workers. What's this guy's name? Muhammad? I think his name is Mo. We call him Mo though. Shout out to Mo. Salute. We had Mo out there on the West Coast, lawyer for Workers, and he was in the courtroom. Now, there's a thing that I want to say before we actually start discussing what happened the other day, and that's this. They gave him a hard time getting into courtroom or something like that on that day. And you want to know why? Because he isn't reporting the way that they want him to report. Why are the people that say, listen and pay attention, why are the people that say in America is racist the number one people that's always behind the destruction of black men? Who are the people that's pushing, not for understanding in this situation, not to find out what happened in this situation, not to try to fix Tory Lanez if there's something wrong with him, but want the complete destruction of Tory Lanez, our community? You want to know what the Bible says? The Bible says that when we got somebody that went astray, we're supposed to try to bring them back to the herd, to the flock, right? But why we believe, or these people who are supposed to be our leaders, believe that Tory Lanez did something he wasn't supposed to do. And instead of trying to fix him, they want to condemn him. I want to say one more thing before we get into what Mo was talking about, and that's this. And I need to stop for a minute. We're going to be discussing about the Stallion and Tory Lanez, but I want to bring up, just so we can be clear, I want to bring up DJ Academics, I want to bring up Puff Daddy, and I want to bring up Young Miami, and I want to bring up that Saucy Santana guy, apparently. And I want to bring up every other rap bastard that every single time Academic says something inside of his realm of freaking work that pertains to a female that you dudes don't like, y'all say he hates women. I want to explain something to you, my nigga. Every single which one of you black men that jumps for the opportunity to attack DJ Academics every time he says something correct and referring to a disease that is existing inside of our community, and he's trying to bring light to it, every single which one of you mofos, my son, is doing BAN word shit. You are not here for us. Copy? Now, I'm going to say something. We don't talk about Young Miami on this page. You want to know why we don't? How often do you hear me talk about women that are out there promoting lifestyles that I don't think our women should endure in? Now, I don't have a problem with a polyamorous relationship being you got a person, let's say a male, and he has 2 or 3 wives or whatever. And I'm not getting into the reverse conversation of that because I'm talking on biblical terms. I'm not talking about the way that you think shit should be fair. So I'm not talking about a polyamorous relationship. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. There's a TV show called Big Love. I'm telling you, all go watch it. There's barely any black people, and it's still incredible. Now, with that being said, that's not the way that you respond, the way that young Miami responded, if that was polyamorous relationship that she was in. She heard one of the girls got pregnant or he had a baby and she totally lost it. Remember, they separated or broke up or went their separate ways a couple of months ago. Why? So, baby girl, you can't say that you're not a side chick if you putting out side chick energy. And just so we could be clear, the content in which she was producing ever since she came out into being a rapper, all of the content her and that other city girl has been producing is basically side chick content. The fact that DJ Academics pointed that out is not a problem. So before we get into Meg Thee Stallion, I want to say this real clear because we're going to be talking about these type of N-words. Every last one of you, that when a male says something that revolves around a way that you would want your moms to be. So my son, you wouldn't want your moms to be in a monogamous relationship? My son, you wouldn't want your sisters, your aunts. Well, personally, I just want people to be in a relationship in which they're being treated fairly and that they're loved. That's me, per se. But you don't want them to be in a monogamous relationship? To the point where when a man speaks about somebody who is promoting side chick material, you defend the side chick? My son's a leader in our community, isn't he? How many of y'all want y'all young girls to learn from my sons in the ways that a man should be? With that being said, let's get to the show.
A little fast this morning. I want to slow down. And Meg said, yeah, I was a little nervous. And then Meg actually said, these are her words. She said, Day 2 of the trial is in the books. Meg Thee Stallion has finished testifying. Let me catch you up on what happened in the afternoon session. It started with the prosecutor leading with this. She said, hey, Meg, I know we went a little fast this morning. I want to slow down. And Meg said, yeah, I was a little nervous. And then Meg actually said, these are her words. She said, I want to feel strong. I want to come off strong, and I didn't. And then she proceeded to testify, and she did come off a lot stronger and a lot more sure of herself in the afternoon session. There were powerful moments talking about he shot me, talking about the pain and the trauma and the emotion this whole situation has caused her, talking about how she initially did not want to do this. She wanted to try to protect Tory, and so there were very powerful moments of the testimony. She explained that ultimately she did decide to go to the police and say that Tory was the shooter because of the false narratives that Tory had put out there. In her mind, she felt like she was a grown woman. She shouldn't have been hanging out with these people, getting involved in this mess. I'm not quite sure who these people that she was referring to when she was like, oh, I shouldn't be hanging out with them. She was hanging out with like Kylie Jenner, her assistant, Tory Lanez. So I guess she just meant Tory. I thought that statement was very indicative about how Meg feels about this whole situation, which is basically that she did nothing wrong, she had nothing to do with this mess, and she just wants to be completely removed from the whole situation. She denied that Kylie Jenner told her to leave. She denied that the security guard, and Kelsey had at one point left and then came back because she said, I want to go back to get Tory. She said that it was the security guard who wouldn't leave without Tory, and that's why she was there. But at the same time, she also admitted that she didn't want to leave without Tory. So again, there was a lot of this. She just didn't want to say anything that made her image look bad, and I don't know why. She denied that there was any sort of relationship between Kelsey and Tory, which could have led to her being accused of going behind Kelsey's back. And in the car, she admits that in the car, Kelsey accused her of going behind her back. So I don't know how she's denying that there's no relationship between. The defense attorney asked her, hey, what did Kelsey mean when Kelsey said that this isn't the first time you've gone behind my back? And Meg said, oh, I don't know. Then we get to the shooting.
I decided to stop it there. The reason why I decided to stop it there, yesterday we was having a conversation. I'm going to invite anybody up here if y'all want to comment on this. So yesterday we invited an individual up here. He's about to get absolutely flamed. If you've seen yesterday's video, you know what I'm talking about. Obviously I have to flame him right now because once again, I don't have a problem with people coming up here on the platform, but if you're coming up here and you don't know what you're talking about and I flame you, that's a you problem. Copy? You could have came up here and knew what you was talking about, or you could have not came up here. If you decide to go on anybody's platform and you do not know what you are talking about and you get flamed, that's a you problem. Copy? First of all, stop wasting the platform's fucking time. How about that? Now, with that being said, we had a gentleman come up here yesterday that knew nothing about what he was talking about. So the first thing I want to do is say, he thinks testimony on a stand is evidence. I'm going to explain something to everybody that might be stupid enough to also think this. Testimony is not evidence. Testimony backs up evidence, or evidence backs up testimony. Testimony is not evidence. Because someone got on a stand and said something, that does not make it evidence. I want to explain something to you. The reason why when you have a lying client, you do not want to put them on the stand is because you open up more room for whatever the other side is to then have more evidence put in, because your client is saying shit that now they have a reason to put evidence in to contradict and go against. I'm going to give you the best example that I could think of currently right now in a case that just happened. Do you remember Amber Heard? Amber Heard was on the stand testifying. While testifying, she decided to bring up one of Johnny Depp's ex-girlfriend's name, and it happened by accident because she was busy lying about something. And in her, this is what liars do. They'll be lying about something, and then they'll say something true to try to reference it against the lie. And if you don't know any better, you'll believe the lie because the thing that they said the references against it is true. So what she tried to say was Johnny tried to push her sister down the stairs because remember that time he tried to push Kate, whatever her name is, down the stairs. He never tried to push Kate down the stairs. But since Amber Heard got on the stand and said that, Johnny Depp's team, who previously before then had no reason to bring Kate on the stand, they couldn't call her as a witness because she had no testimony that was going to help in this case. But because of what Amber Heard said, now her testimony became relevant. Now, I'm going to tell you how serious this was. The whole entire trial up until this point, people were wondering, how can Johnny Depp get her to testify because she will be able to clear his name and prove that he is not a violent person? Fast forward to the shit that just happened with Meg Thee Stallion. So I could explain to you, testimony is not evidence. Every single thing that Meg Thee Stallion testified to, now the defense can go get evidence to pick this shit apart. So even if something wasn't necessarily something that they could call into relevance, now they can't. So I went a long way to say this. When your case is built around a person's testimony, and that person's testimony is not rock solid, when your case is built around someone's testimony And that testimony is not rock solid. Testimony is not evidence, y'all. That's how people lie to individuals to your face. They try to tell you because somebody said something about that person that is true. So pay attention to liars. Liars are always going to think testimony is evidence because that's how they trick you. You understand? Now do you understand why I do not like Megan Thee Stallion? It's not that I don't like her. I don't like the way that she's currently being projected out into the world. I don't know her as a person. So let me not say that. She might be a wonderful person. I don't know her as a person. But this imagery that's currently being projected of Meg Thee Stallion out into the universe, I can't stand it. Now, I need for you to understand something. The reason why I'm making such a big point that testimony is not evidence. They have no evidence. Somebody explain to me what evidence do they have? All of their evidence is a person saying Tory did a thing. So now let's go over the actual chain of events. Listen to what my man said.
Sequence, and I think the defense attorney did a really good job here focusing on the fact that, hey, did Meg Thee Stallion actually see who was shooting the gun? I don't think there's any...
I want to be clear about something. Hold on. I want to be clear about something. Pay attention. Check this out. Right? So, the internet is mad at Meg Thee Stallion because... Wait, pardon me. Stop. The internet was mad at Tory Lanez because Meg Thee Stallion came out and said Tory shot me. But wasn't she looking the other way? Wasn't she walking the other way? Unbeknownst to me, I don't know any actual human beings that have eyeballs on the back of their heads. But I just want to be clear about something. She did say, and she said this multiple times in more than one interview, she was walking in the other direction. Right? So somebody explain to me how she saw Tory Lanez shooting over the top of a car like this down at her feet. That's one. Two. If we remember correctly, the first story was all she was trying to get her out there and get away and go home. Right? Don't they got a witness that say her and Kelsey was fighting? Now listen to what he says again. I'm going to put him back up one more moment. And then and think about what I just said. Now listen.
The defense attorney asked her, hey, what did Kelsey mean when Kelsey said that this isn't the first time you've gone behind my back? And Meg said, oh, I don't know. Then we get...
What did I say? When you have no evidence, all of your evidence is basically one person's testimony, maybe two people's testimony. The validity of these people's words are way too important. Why is Meg Thee Stallion's story changed numerous times? It changed before with the police, right? Then she changed it, right, to Tory, right? And then after she changed it to Tory, Tory's done did this about 3 to 4 different ways. Right? So if her story keeps changing, what do you think is going to happen when the defense starts calling people? What do you think is going to happen when the defense start calling people to contradict her testimony? What do you think is going to happen? This is the point in which I'm trying to make. These people, a testimony is not proof. It's not evidence. When you're in court, the judge literally says that if you do not believe the freaking the person on the stand, that you don't have to weigh their freaking what they said into your decision. The judge says this to the jury for everybody that don't know. That if anybody's testimony here, if you do not have faith in anybody's testimony here, you shouldn't use it in order to be able to come to your verdict. Every judge says this. It's part of one of the things you say to the jury. Testimony is not evidence. No, Scholar, come up here. You don't gotta put a chat in. Come up here and talk to me about it. No, come up here and talk to me. Because you just wanna, if you don't wanna come up here and talk to me, come up here and talk to me about it, Scholar. He's one of the people that stay in the chat. And he always saying something. He got like 20 different accounts. And he's always coming here. Come up in here and talk to me about it. And the injury is not evidence of who did the thing. He thinks because somebody got hurt. So who here could look at a gunshot wound and tell who shot them? Anybody? Because Scholar can, apparently. Who, if you saw somebody with a black eye, you could tell who did it? Is that evidence of an attack, or is that evidence of who did the attack? I'm not even, that's why, don't come talk to me. Do you understand why these people want to talk to me? Look at his comment. Hold on, I'm going to put his comment up there just so you can understand that these are not very smart people. His name is Scholar also. Mind you, his name is Scholar set 97. His name's Scholar 97. And he said the evidence is the injury. So have you ever just seen it? So injuries now have the name of the person on it who did it? Or the injury just shows that a person got hurt? I'm just asking, Mr. Scholar, since you're the smartest in the room. When a person get injured, do the injury individual leave like a tag on them? Like a blood tag? Like if you punch somebody and they get hurt, do they kind of have like their name tattooed on them? Like they like, you hit them. And then all of a sudden you just see their name and they're screaming. And then it's like the name is being written on them in fire. Is that happening? Because as far as I know, it's only evidence that someone got hurt. Copy? It's not evidence of who did it. No, hold on. This is an important aspect of having this conversation. Because people with not that many brain cells, what they're going to tell you is because she got hurt, that's proof that Tory did it. That's how, you know how many black men is in jail right now? You know how many black men is dead right now? You know how many black men got hung from trees? Huh? Mr. Scholar? It's not hard to tell when racists are talking. And yeah, you could be black and hate black people, by the way. But it's not hard to tell when racists are talking. You believe that black man is guilty just because she got injured. Yeah, the ring camera, the gunshots. Nobody said gun. So you believe all gunshots that were fired that night was done by Tory Lanez? All right, let's get off this. Do you understand? I can't have conversations with these guys. Any conversation y'all hear me having with these guys is going to sound stupid. You understand? Let's play mom, man. Let's get back more. Any conversation I have with these guys is going to sound stupid. You understand? Look at their points. Because this means this is why he was guilty. Because just so we can be clear, someone got hurt, so that means he had to have done it. Also, there was gunfire, so he had to have done it. Also, there was gunfire residue on everybody, so that means that he did it. I want to know if you would feel the same way if he was white.
To the shooting sequence between Kelsey and Tori, which could have led to her being accused of going behind Kelsey's back. And like in the car, she admits that in the car, Kelsey accused her of going behind her back. So I don't know how she's denying that there's no relationship between the
So she lied on stand. I'm going to rewind that. Listen.
Have led to her being accused of going behind Kelsey's back. Why? She denied that there was any sort of relationship between Kelsey and Tori, which could have led to her being accused of going behind Kelsey's back. And like in the car, she admits that in the car, Kelsey accused her of going behind her back. So I don't know how. Why? She denied that there was any sort of relationship between Kelsey and Tori, which could have led to her being accused of going behind Kelsey's back. And like in the car, she admits that in the car, Kelsey accused her of going behind her back. So I don't know how she's denying that there's no relationship between
the reason why I'm pointing out the inconsistencies, I'm going to consistently do this through the trial also, because we have one overall point this whole entire video. Megan Thee Stallion takes the stand. Right? But the point of this video is, how strong is the case? We got a video dropping a little later that I did earlier this morning. Y'all gonna love it. Where I even break this down even more, and there's nobody in the chat, so y'all can really hear what I got to think about this. But check this out. I just want to be clear about something. This case is built off of Megan Thee Stallion's testimony, right? Off of her chain of events, right? Off of her memory of what happened, right? How can she say she doesn't know, or Tori and what's her name wasn't in a relationship, but at the same time admit that that's what, so she admitted it, and then at the same time said it's not a thing? So she admitted it, and then at the same time said it's not a thing. Y'all cool with this? What's this? Oh shoot! I forgot that I got my monetization back. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Stallion, right? Oh, that's 3 apps. Like, what the hell? Hold on. I'm putting up a question. Okay, yeah, that's it, right? Government authority, right? I don't be knowing how I'm gonna always put these, right? So, government authority, and I'm gonna say gov, and I'm gonna say Tory, and I guess I'll say no one in particular. Fuck. All right, so real quick, I want to know who y'all got. What y'all guys think? Do you think her testimony so far, from what we've been discussing or whatever the case might be, what up, Louis Dale? Do you think her testimony has been helping Tory, helping the government, or no one in particular? I'm curious. I'm curious. I'm going to tell you what's going to be hurt, right? So I don't think Tory is going to be found guilty, right? In any regard. I think it helped him that they raised I think the charges actually were changed, and it was changed to him shooting her rather than him causing her injury. So I think that actually helps Tory, because I think it could be argued that he caused her injury, while it could also be argued that she has to prove he shot her. Shout out to Rue. Rue says she also went on an interview with Gayle King and said she never slept with Tory. Now on the stand, she's saying she did. My opinion, she's a liar. I call Gayle King to stand. What are you talking about? I call every single person that she did an interview with, every last one of them that she did an interview with, and she lied to and said something different than what she's saying on this stand. I'll call them to the stand and I'll ask them about every lie she said in the interview. And I'll butter them up first. And I say, and they won't even know. And I'll be like, yo, look, so Megan Thee Stallion, bong, bong, this and this and that. Did you believe that she was hurt? Did you believe, and I asked all those questions. Did you believe that she was really, yeah, and they gonna be on the stand caping for Meg. Yeah, he was so hurt. I can't believe that happened to her. All of that shit. And then I just start pointing out where she lied and the inconsistencies in the trial and then what she said in the thing. So we can't really believe her emotions then. So she tells us outwardly that she's feeling one way, while inwardly there's a different thing going on apparently, right? Oh, you can't tell. So she was an expert. So she must be really good at this. Woo! Boy! Woo! I'll call every last person she did with an interview to the stand and let our jury see every last one of these people that they most likely, they got to look up to one or two of them, admit on the stand that Meg Thee Stallion lied in their interview and thus lied on the stand. That type of thing. Whoever think that's a good idea, drop some for us in the chat.
Attorney asked her, hey, what did Kelsey mean when Kelsey said that this isn't the first time you've gone behind my back? And Meg said, oh, I don't know. Anything that made her image look bad, and I don't know why. She denied that there was any sort of relationship between Kelsey and Tory, which could have led to her being accused of going behind Kelsey's back. And like in the car, she admits that in the car, Kelsey accused her of going behind her back. So I don't know how she's denying that there's no relationship between. The defense attorney asked her, hey, what did Kelsey mean when Kelsey said that this isn't the first time you've gone behind my back? And Meg said, oh, I don't know. Then we get to the shooting sequence, and I think.
Okay, so real quick, I'm going to explain to you why I believe that that's so important. That actually was them trying to throw, they was explaining the motive. The defense was explaining the motive why everything happened. So she can't admit that there was an issue between her and Kelsey. You get it? She can't say, yo, there was a problem. She can't say, I knew Kelsey was sleeping with the dude. I slept with the dude. We had an issue. She can't say none of that. She can't say none of that. Saying any of that is going to open up the window for the defense, period. But listen, by her not admitting to this, do you want to know what she just did? For everybody that was not paying attention, she created another avenue for them to call people to the stand to fucking be witnesses. What do you think is going to happen when they call that dude that saw the fight? Guess what you could do after you call a witness that rebuked somebody else's testimony? Do you want to know what the prosecution is supposed to do after that? They're supposed to call that person back or call somebody to rebuke that person's testimony. Do you see why testimony is not evidence? Also, for everybody that don't know, rejoin the green team. We have our monetization back. YouTube was like, yo, look, we fucked up, Jack. Don't worry, we back up in the building. For everybody that wants to rejoin the green team and once again become a member of all green team, one thing that you can do is you can go down to our join button, hit it, and then you can become a bag swinger, frog sorry, or you can carry some bricks with bags. You can get that going immediately. Also, this Friday we're gonna have our I broke the wrong one up. Pardon me. This Friday, we're going to be having our inaugural show of this stage, where we're going to be having we already have our main musical guests. We also have more videos that we're going to be playing, not just from one person, obviously. If you want to get your video played on our inaugural show, it's going to be live stream. It's going to be 11 o'clock Friday on the BBN Network. If you would like to get your video played, your song played, and or if you would like to set up an interview with our platform for one of our shows, all you got to do is contact us. On top of that, also, we have a barometer for pricing for interviews, just in case you would want us to go meet you on location, or if you would like to just do it over the StreamYard. So contact us. Music videos loaded.
Imagine meeting me for the first time. Bitch! An experience. Life-changing. Life-altering. Never the same again. I envy you.
Alright, so I just want to be clear about this. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding when I'm trying to explain these things. Testimony is not evidence. I had to have a whole conversation with some dude yesterday. He was in here swearing to me up and down. Testimony is evidence. If you get on the stand and say anything, the jury gotta find people guilty. Liars think testimony is evidence because liars believe they should just be able to say anything to you. Copy? Testimony is not evidence. It's never evidence. Please don't take it that way. Testimony is there to give basically context to the jury. Because let's say you got a phone and they're like, yo, this is the phone that the guy did the murder on. And then you hand it to the jury and they're like, he's guilty. He's guilty. No, they're going to have somebody on the stand giving testimony, giving this context. You understand? Let's say let's say this is let's say this is a knife or whatever. Like, this is the knife you killed them with. I see it. He's guilty. That's what these idiots do. You understand? Because they already want to find the person guilty. They already want to hate you. They already want the bad thing to happen to you. So they don't need context. You understand? Testimony gives context. In a perfect world, all evidence is going to have somebody to testify on what that evidence is for. That's why you go get forensics, people that do forensics. That's why you go get specialists. Testimony is not evidence. Testimony allows for you to clarify what the actual evidence is. I just want to be clear about this. I know I'm making fun of dude because he's an idiot. I don't think he's going to learn. Perfectly honest with you, I've heard him have a lot of conversations. He just say the opposite of whatever he hear me say. So he's an idiot. So I just want to be clear about this. I'm talking about God from yesterday. So I just want to be clear about this. Testimony is not evidence. If you get on the stand and you say some shit that evidence does not back up, you can be charged with perjury. Rule Jones says, I'm gonna pin this and I'm gonna hold on, shout out to Rule Jones. If you are enjoying any aspect of the show, you could always pull up to the Cash App or to the Super Chat. Super Chat is back, you right bastards. I want to go pull up what Rule Jones just said. Jones said that my son needs to get out his feelings just because she a young black woman, and she says, I don't trust nothing my son says anymore, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And my son needs to get out of his feelings just because she a young black woman and she says Tory Shada doesn't mean that she. My son goes against any black man that any woman is saying anything negative about. That's my son. My son is the nigga that he hang out with the chicks to try to find out who's going through problems with their man so he could smash. He that nigga. Tell me where to lie at. My son is that nigga. He a dirty Mac. Tell me where to lie at. All a female has to do is come out and say any problem with any man and my son is dead. He did it. You don't even know no evidence, no nothing. Tell me where to lie at. He a dirty Mac. Tell me where to lie at. Hold on, let's stop everything. Tell me where to lie at. My son is he be dirty macking. He just wait for a female to have a problem with a nigga so he can talk shit about that nigga. And then act like the dude did something wrong to the woman. DJ Academics is media. He shouldn't just be talking. He can talk about more than just women. More than just men. I agree they should have tested everybody for gunshot residue. So, nah. My son is a dirty Mac. My son is the nigga that hang around the women and wait for one of them to complain about their man so he could talk about how he a bitch ass nigga. The same dude he was cool with 5 minutes ago. That's who he is. Copy? He a dirty Mac, my nigga. It can't be that hard to tell. Every single time DJ Academic says anything about a woman, he jumps out of his skin. He can't believe it. Shout out to my son. That's the type of time you want it. You could be mad at the nigga said it, but it's the truth. You can't go. You know what people do when you say something about them that's the truth? They try to discount it. You understand? So if you go up to my son and say this, he gonna pretend like that's not what he do. You understand? Or he gonna say, I could do what I want to do. That's not what I'm doing. You just paying attention. No, nobody's picking and choosing, homie. Name me one time that a man had a problem with a woman and you chose the man's side. Enough said. We be right back. And this ain't a My Song show, but I just want to say this. This is not a My Song show, but I just want to say this before we move on to what we're talking about. My son do whatever them women tell him to do. And then he try to tell you that he should be a leader of men. I follow a nigga that don't got a woman before I follow a nigga that follow anything that a woman say. There's nothing wrong with following a woman every now and then. You got to get to know her. She got to have some brains on her. She got to know what the fuck she doing. Just like a man. Copy? Just like a man. They got to know what they talking about. Right? My son just follow any old women. Any old thing that they say. Because he a dirty Mac. And y'all niggas follow behind this nigga like he a general. And you, Tamika Mallory, tell that nigga to jump. That nigga gonna be like, this nigga. Tamika Mallory gonna be like, my son jump. That nigga gonna be like, okay, Tamika, is this good enough for you? Tell me where to lie. That nigga gonna be doing cartwheels. He gonna be like, whoa. Tell me where to lie.
Attorney did a really good job here focusing on the fact that, hey, did Meg Thee Stallion actually see who was shooting the gun? I don't think there's any doubt that 5 shots rang out. The question is who pulled the trigger, was somebody pointing at her, and who? The defense attorney established this, that Meg is in the front seat, front passenger, that Kelsey is directly behind Meg, and that Tori is in the rear passenger seat. He got Meg to testify this. Meg gets out of the car, she walks a couple steps to the front of the car by the absolute front, and then she goes a couple steps beyond that. All of this took a couple seconds. Within that time, apparently, Tory Lanez has made it from the rear passenger seat to now being on the passenger side. And from the passenger side, he pulls out a gun. She said he pulled a gun. From where, it's not clear, but he pulled a gun, he points it at her, and shoots 5 times. Right before shooting, he yelled, "Dance bitch," leading her to turn around and then see him with the gun. He pulls it, points, shoots, 5 shots. Where's Kelsey in all this? She has no idea. What does she then do? She then crawls away. The part that the defense attorney focused on is how, in a matter of seconds, does he get from the rear passenger to having a gun in his hand to being on the passenger side in position to shoot over the window at you, all in a matter of seconds. To me, there had to be something else that happened in that sequence of events from the time she got out of the car and the time the shots rang out. And then she completely denied that there was any sort of altercation between her and Kelsey. As to whether there was an altercation between Kelsey and Tori, and there has to be some altercation because there's a fingernail on the ground and there's jewelry on the ground. And so and Kelsey has blood on her, Kelsey has her swimsuit strap ripped off. So how did that all happen? And apparently there was a bump. She says that I saw a bump between Tori and Kelsey, and I guess the prosecutors will use that to establish why Kelsey.
Okay, so I played the clip, and I was gonna let y'all. I'm gonna play the clip and let y'all hear more of it. I'm gonna go get my coffee, but I need y'all to pay attention and listen. Yesterday, when I was talking to that idiot, and I kept trying to explain to him that testimony is not evidence. Do you understand what Mo, an actual lawyer, is breaking? Just so we can be clear, the dude yesterday that I was busy trying to say testimony isn't evidence to, he was busy saying this guy don't know what he's talking about, by the way. Yeah, the dude that's an actual lawyer in the actual courtroom, he was saying he don't know what he's talking about. So please, could y'all be a little bit mindful and understand? A lot of niggas they not smart. They just say the opposite of whatever they hear smart people say, or whoever they consider to be smart. Now listen to this again.
He pulls it, points, 5 shots. Where's Kelsey and all? And that Tori is in the rear passenger seat.
The reason why I want you to listen one more time before I come back and say what I gotta get my coffees also, is because I need for you to understand. He's saying shit that's not possible. This story couldn't have happened. You understand? This story couldn't have happened. You understand?
Rang out. The question is who pulled the trigger, was somebody pointing at her, and who? The defense attorney established this, that Meg is in the front seat, front passenger, that Kelsey is directly behind Meg, and that Tori is in the rear passenger seat. He got Meg to testify this. Meg gets out of the car, she walks a couple steps to the front of the car by the absolute front, and then she goes a couple steps beyond that. All of this took a couple seconds. Within that time, apparently, Tory Lanez has made it from the rear passenger seat to now being on the passenger side. And from the passenger side, he pulls out a gun. She said he pulled a gun. From where, it's not clear, but he pulled a gun, he points it at her, and shoots 5 times. Right before shooting, he yelled, "Dance bitch," leading her to turn around and then see him with the gun. He pulls it, points, shoots, 5 shots. Where's Kelsey in all this? She has no idea. What does she then do? She then crawls away. The part that the defense attorney focused on is how, in a matter of seconds, does he get from the rear passenger to having a gun in his hand to being on the passenger side in position to shoot over the window at you, all in a matter of seconds. To me, there had to be something else that happened in that sequence of events from the time she got out of the car and the time the shots rang out. And then she completely denied that there was any sort of altercation between her and Kelsey. As to whether there was an altercation between Kelsey and Tori, and there has to be some altercation because there's a fingernail on the ground and there's jewelry on the ground. And so and Kelsey has blood on her, Kelsey has her swimsuit strap ripped off. So how did that all happen? And apparently there was a bump. She says that I saw a bump between Tori and Kelsey, and I guess the prosecutors will use that to establish why Kelsey has got her strap ripped and jewelry on the floor broken and a fingernail lying on the middle of the street.
Okay, so this is testimony. She's literally getting up there and testifying to shit that ain't happened. You get it? Now, I need for y'all to understand this. And this is probably something that I don't think people are paying attention to. Let's say Tori gets exonerated. Let's say it's proven that she went on the stand and lied. Let's say it's also proven that her friend went up on the stand and lied. How big do you think that lawsuit Tori is going to have is going to be against her? How big do you think that lawsuit is going to be? Now I'm going to put you onto game. You know, a lot of these rappers are stuck in these fucked up deals because of lawsuits. You know, when they talk about these rappers being slaves, these rappers are basically slaves because they caught in some kind of legal shit. You know that, right? You do understand that, right? I'm going to say that again. You know, a lot of these rappers that they're saying are in slaves or in these slaves deals is due to legal shenanigans. Right? So what do you think is going to happen to her after she gets the shit sued out of her? If she gets the shit sued out of her, then she loses. Because she already doesn't have any money, homie. That money that you see her with, that ain't really her money. She signed to too many different labels. That's part of what she's been complaining about with that other dude. Just so we can be clear. So what do you think is going to happen to her? What do you think her life is going to turn to when she can't make music because people ain't fucking with her sound no more? How are you going to feel about women that after it's been found out, if it gets found out that she lied, if it gets found out that Kelsey lied, if it gets found out that Until Freedom, who has been pushing this narrative that she's been telling the truth for so long, how will you feel about these organizations if it come out that they lied and tried to destroy a black man? Because she was a hoe. Remember, all of this is because she was a hoe. All of this is because she keep banging dudes behind Chelsea. Don't forget that part. All of this because she want to run through niggas' crib like a Tomb Raider. Don't forget that part. Now, the chain of events that they say happened couldn't even have happened. This is what I mean by I don't believe people when they are trying to leave shit out. It's one thing if you just forget something. Everybody forgets shit. But when you've had 2 years to basically get your testimony together and you are leaving out what the fuck happened? Why would you do that if you were telling the truth? Remember, when you're telling the truth, you're basically saying, even if I did wrong, the wrong that I did, it was valid. Even if I did wrong, I didn't do wrong to you. I did wrong because that was the thing that was supposed to happen. And the way in which you're responding is not correct. You're not saying you didn't do any wrong. What you're saying is that that person's response to whatever I did was not, it was too much. Yes, we argue, but that nigga shot me. I don't know who this Che guy is. Let me see your face. I'm giving you 2 seconds and I'm just kicking you because I'm not really going back and forth with nobody about nothing. Copy? So I'm giving you 2 seconds and I'm gonna kick you. So listen, pay attention. And I want to be clear about this. Her testimony isn't evidence. But her lying, giving false testimony, and concealing events is. Yeah, when I say you got to show your face and you don't do it, I hit ban. I don't hit kick. I hit ban. I don't want you to come back up here playing games. I want to know how y'all gonna treat these individuals. I can't, like, okay, so when I find out somebody lied to me, I just don't want to talk to you no more. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't want to talk to you no more. I don't want to try to figure out when you are lying to me. I don't want to try to figure out when you're telling the truth. I just don't want to know you no more. I'm not mad at you. I'm not trying to get revenge. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not trying to do nothing to your life. Literally, when I find out somebody is like lying or they lying to me or something like that, I just don't never want to see you no more. I don't want to talk to you ever again. I'm fine. Don't worry. I don't care who you are either. You could be anybody. I'm fine. I'm not coming after you. I don't want to hurt your life. I don't want to make nothing. I just don't ever want to deal with you ever again. All right? So that's how I respond to that. And the reason why I respond to that is this. What you have to remember is a liar is setting up lies before they lie. So a liar will know that they want to do some weirdo shit to you. Listen to what I'm saying. A liar will know they want to do some weirdo shit to you. So before they can do the weirdo shit, they are setting up lies in the back. So that when they go do their weirdo shit, when you pull up on people like, yo, that shit, what the fuck are you talking about? They're going to be like, yo, but remember? And then they're going to go reference some lie or some weirdo shit that previously had happened. And you might not even know what the fuck they talking about. So listen. Why did Kelsey send a text to the driver saying Tory shot Meg? 5 shots was supposed to have went off. The driver was right there. So the driver didn't know the gun fired? Or are you trying to say we couldn't tell who actually had the gun in their hand? The driver's right there. Right? Tory and the driver, says the witness, was busy trying to break the girls up. Right? So the driver's right there. So the driver didn't hear the gunfire? It went off 5 times, right? So the driver didn't hear none of the gunfire. The driver needed Kelsey to text him and say that Tory fired the gun. Or were they setting up a lie? Whoever thinks they were setting up a lie, drop some frost in the chat. Question is, 36 people voted. Do you think Meg Thee Stallion testimony helped the government or Tory? We got 36 people that voted. 33% so far says government. 47% says Tory. 19% says no one in particular. I'm gonna leave that up. I actually like that. I was gonna get rid of it and put a different one up, but I actually like that. Those are good. That's a good question. The doctor's supposed to get on the stand, says Flower Bloom. Okay. All the doctor could do is say whether he took bullet fragments out of the foot or not. That's it. That's not evidence of Tory doing anything. That's the point I'm trying to make. They have to prove Tory did a thing, not that she was hurt. You understand? Nobody is disputing whether she was injured or not. There's nobody saying she wasn't hurt at all. So if their case is basically just saying Tamika Mallory went live at 9:40. I was roasting that nigga for about 4 or 5 hours, roasting my son, and she went straight live. Shout out to Tamika Mallory. I'm not saying she saw us roasting my son. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we were roasting my son. She's still live. We were roasting my son. You do know they watch this page, right? Wait, hold on, watch this page. I'm getting confused. We were roasting. Let's see what she's talking about. Oh, they doing this. Okay, so they already had a thing previously planned. Shout out to this shit. Is it a woman's thing, I'm assuming? Black churches? I can't push Until Freedom no time soon. I have to step back from the Until Freedom movement, people. And the reason why I do is because I think my son attacks black men all the time. So I have to step back from the Until Freedom movement. I think they just attack black men. I think that whole entire movement is about attacking black men, and except for when the police kill them. Like if the police kill them, y'all don't attack them, y'all help them. But if anything else happened, y'all just about attacking black men. And that's what I think Until Freedom is about at this point. They have to show me different. I'm sorry. You got to show me different, man. The only time they speak up for black men is when police kill them. And don't tell me when they kill each other, because that's the easiest thing to do. Stop the black on black hate, right? So I'm not here for that. Whenever an actual situation happens where a black man is accused by a woman, they are 100% on the woman's side. That's not being there for black women. That's not being there for black women, nor being there for black men. That black man that you're being against, without any real evidence or any real proof, you don't know how many women he might be holding up. That you might be knocking down 6 women because this one chick lied. And you might be knocking down a situation where this man taking care of 6 women. His mother, his kids, probably people that work for him. And you knocking this nigga down. He out here taking care of women. They working together, getting to the bag. And you knocking him down because of one other chick that she might not even be telling the truth. So no, you're not here for black women, and you're not here for black men. Until Freedom is a lie. All Until Freedom care about is DJ Academics. That's it. That's all y'all care about, what DJ Academics is doing. That's it. Y'all don't care about that. Now, if you feel like it's storing money, you can. If you don't, that's fine also. If it's this organization or if it's Until Freedom, I think you should support whoever it is that you deem is worth supporting. Period. You don't have to say it on this page, though. You can just either do it or don't do it. I appreciate you, though. I am definitely I'm not pro anything they do anymore. They have to stop attacking black men every opportunity they get. DJ Academics has to be able to do his job on both sides. DJ Academics has to be not... Listen, if DJ Academics says something about a man, they call him a snitch. If he says something about a woman, they say that he don't talk to women. All he do is talk about women. He always arguing with women. So if he says something about a man and you don't like it, you call him a snitch. And if he say something he don't like about a woman, you say he wouldn't talk to a man like that. But he did talk to the man like that, and you call him a snitch. Make it make sense. Until Freedom? Make it make sense, my son. When he talks about a man, you say he's a snitch. If he talk about a woman, you say all he do is he hate women. trust you niggas. I'm sorry. Once people do that, I don't trust you. I don't think you people are trustworthy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't think they're trustworthy. It is what it is. That don't make sense. So if he talks about a dude, he's a snitch and he don't come outside. And if he talks about a woman, then it's not a snitch and he don't come outside. If he talks about a woman, then he hate women. And he'll never talk to a man like that. But if he talk about a man, he's a snitch and he don't come outside. But if he talk about a woman, then he hate women and he'll never. So that don't make sense. Y'all just saying the opposite. You understand? I don't trust people that do that. So no matter what he do, you're going to argue the other side of the coin. If he flip heads, you're going to argue tails. If he flips tails, you're going to argue heads. No, I get it, Until Freedom. I understand what you're doing. Other people might not, but I understand it. Shout out to that. I'm gonna put this next question up. Hold on, let's get this off here. 41 people voted and said, "Do you think Megan Thee Stallion testimony helped the government or Tory?" We're gonna end the poll. 41 people voted. 46% said Tory. 29% said government. 21% said no one in particular. I got a different question. Do you think Until Freedom is fair with men? Maybe you gotta stop opening things. Treatment fairly. It's fair in their treatment, right? That's what I want to say. I don't want to make it too. I want to make it specific, but also general. Now, do you think Until Freedom is fair with their treatment of men in social media? I wanted to make sure that we're not talking about excluding police. So we're not talking about the police situation. Do you think Until Freedom is fair in their treatment of men in social media? I wanted to say black men, but you do know I mean black men. Do you think that they're fair? Because as far as I could tell, anytime any woman say anything about a man, Until Freedom is on their side. They don't even need to know no information, no evidence, no nothing. No, don't need to know nothing. Like, that's the part that like, I can see if you're like, I believe they don't need to know nothing. They just, all they got to know is that a woman is mad at a man. He did it. Those can't be our leaders, man. Let me unfollow this motherfucker. Those can't be our leaders, man. Like, those can't be our leaders. Our leaders are supposed to not just love women. Our leaders are supposed to love men, love women, love children, love all of us, love us as a community. Our leaders aren't supposed to be walking around looking to see what that one did wrong and what that one did wrong. Our leaders are supposed to walk around being an example. You understand? My son is supposed to be our example of a prototypical man, and he can't think on his own. And if he can think on his own, he just hates black men to the point where anytime anyone says anything about a female and they're a black man, we can never talk about a woman unless we say how much we love them. Anytime a man talk about a woman, if he's not saying how much he love them, he hate women. Do you understand how insane that sounds? Nobody else thinks that sounds insane? No one else. We got thousands of hours of academics praising different female rappers. I don't see them post that and say he loves female rappers. But they'll take that one situation here where he's 100% right. That girl was a fucking, part of my language, that girl was a side chick. And basically, how are you acting crazy about side chick business if you're a side chick, babe? So we don't know what's going to happen. He might get found guilty. Don't get this confused. But I don't care what he gets found. Her story don't make sense. I pray that man don't get found guilty. The story don't make sense. I need to see video evidence of him doing it because her story don't make sense. That's my point. Her story don't make sense. So I don't want to hear her testimony as evidence. Her story don't even make sense. Why would he shoot over the top of the vehicle like this and not around the door? One person explain this to me. So he's going to shoot over the top of the door instead of around the door. And then on top of that, he's going to shoot at her feet. But he's trying to kill her? While he's purposely aiming the weapon past the rest of her body? And also, she said he wanted to kill her because he said her music was bad? That's the point I'm trying to make, Louis Del Aaron. My son is a follower. How is you allowing this nigga to call himself a New York general? That's the point I'm trying to make. My son's a follower. He a whole follower. Shout out to Rhonda from upstate New York. My son a whole follower. He just follow whatever they say. My son a follower. That's all. Let's not be coy. All right? He a follower. My son is one of them dudes that if we was hanging out together somewhere, like, especially like, you know, whenever he was in his 20s and I was in my 20s or whatever, my son is the dude that'd be following behind, like he'd be like following behind the flock while we deciding what we gonna do tonight. You understand? That's my son. He the extra niggas that's gonna be there while we trying to figure out what we doing. You get it? You get it? You don't notice that my son hates smart black men? Tell me a smart black man my son don't hate. And I'm not talking about a smart black street ghetto guy. I'm talking about just a regular smart black man. You don't notice my son hates smart black men? You don't notice that yet? My son hates smart black men. Pay attention, man. Rhonda from upstate New York said, because he's not that smart. So if he's around other people that's smart, then his lack of intelligence shows. You get it? Rhonda from upstate New York said, Meg said he saw Tory with the gun, but didn't see him shoot. Yeah, he's the help. First of all, just so we could be clear, she said she was walking in the other direction when the gun went off. Right? That's the first thing so she said a lot of things. They asked where was Kelsey, and she said she didn't see her or didn't remember. Yeah. Because when people are lying, they don't want to let you know everything that happened. You can't not remember an important point. Now you get it? Like if you say you don't remember something else, okay, but you didn't see her? You didn't see her. You didn't see her. I think sometimes people don't know how stupid the shit they say is until they listen to somebody else say it back to them. That's why I used to do this a lot. I try not to do it no more because I don't want to make people feel bad. But usually when people say something stupid to me, sometimes I just repeat it back to them so they can hear how it sounds. You understand? I don't know what you're talking about. The dude from 11. I don't know what you're talking about, Ron Pearson. What's 11? Is this a joke? I don't know. I don't know what 11 is. What's 11? Can we just stop for a second? Because I'm curious, right? We need a quick break anyway. We can use a second to let our brains just unravel some of the stuff we talked about. What the fuck is 11? I don't even know what 11 is. 11. Ellen. Hold on. A guy from Ellen? Not that I care about any of this, but fuck it. So now we looking. So let's look, right? Took his own life. I'm sorry to hear that happened. I am gonna because I don't want that word in here, so I'm gonna remove it. But oh wow, executive producer of Ellen DeGeneres Show passes away at 40. Stephen Boss, DJ, the DJ, Ellen's DJ at 40 apparently took his life. The black dude. I can't talk about that. Sorry. There's other shit going on there, all right? I can't talk about that. There's other shit. I can, but I'm not. There's other shit going on there. I don't want to get involved in that. Ooh, he asked for it. He didn't. I don't want to talk about it. I can't talk. All right. Whew. I need a second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I needed a break for a second. Sorry about that. I apologize. No, I'm not talking about that. Okay. First, that's not my son. Shout out to my son. I'm just gonna kick you because I don't have thing in here. Second, if that was my son, it's not my son. But I just want to reply back, even though I know that that's not my son. My son, you can't say that you're an activist for the people and then speak down about somebody else's living situation. Hypocrite much? Hypocrite much? That's not my son, though. Don't worry about it. There's no space. And it says his name is spelled different. That's not my son. Stretch, I think. What you mean stretch? What you mean by stretch? No, that's not my son. What do you mean stretch? What you mean stretch? Just so we can be clear. Nigga, my son just be looking for any time that a female got a problem with a dude. And that nigga right there. What do we call them niggas in the hood? What do we call them niggas in the hood that be looking for women that got a problem with their man just so they could try to boo up with them? What do we call them niggas? That's not dirty macking, my nigga. Like, what do you call them dudes that be in the hood waiting for you to have a problem with your wife and shit, so they could be all comfortable up and hugged up with them and trying to talk to them, be like, yo, that nigga, yo, fuck that nigga. What do we call them dudes? I'm just curious. What do we call them? I don't want to talk about that dude. That other dude, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. There's a reason. I don't want to talk about that. It's not something I should be talking about. I'm going to put you on the game. I'm not talking about rituals. You can feel however you want to feel about it. There's a ton of rituals going on out here in the public. I'm surprised y'all guys is not paying attention. I don't want to talk about rituals. Copy? You can do that on y'all pages. I'm not disrespecting anybody by saying that that's not something that I want to discuss. If you feel like I'm being disrespectful to you because I don't want to discuss it on my page where you could go discuss it on your page, it's kind of fucked up. Just so we can be clear, that's messed up. I don't want to discuss it over here. I know what that looks like. I think y'all need to find out more about what's really going on over there with Ellen before you discuss it on your page. Copy? Now, with that being said, I'm going to move on. Let's finish, see what Mo had to say at the end of this real quick.
Bottom line, her testimony was strong, it was powerful, it was a victim telling you that a man shot her. All right, so from here, I think there's two important issues with this case. One, what are the other witnesses going to say? What's the driver going to say? What's Kelsey going to say? And what is the neighbor? There was a homeowner who lived there, who's in the house that is very close, very adjacent to where all of this is unfolding. He would have seen and heard a lot. He's going to testify. The other thing, the defense did a really good job of establishing that, hey, Meg's timeline here of in a few seconds, Tori gets out of the rear passenger, gets onto the passenger side of the vehicle, yells, "Dance bitch," pulls a gun, lets out 5 shots. That there could have been a lot more that happened there in that sequence, because that's a lot of things happening in a very small amount of time. And it is not clear from Meg's testimony that a jury would go ahead and say, oh yeah, that man pulled a gun and he was shooting out. I could see the jury looking at that testimony, looking at that sequence of events, saying that doesn't add up and that means reasonable doubt, or looking at it and saying, well, okay, maybe something happened here, but did this guy intentionally pull a gun and shoot at this woman? No, maybe there was another shooter, maybe there's another explanation of how those gunshots rang out.
I'm going to rewind this one more time just so you can hear his last little part, and I need for you to understand what he's basically trying to explain to y'all. A person's testimony is not evidence. What a person's testimony does is it puts evidence in the context. So when you're going up there and all you're doing is saying that person did this, that person did that, that person did this, that person did that, but you don't have actual data or you don't have actual physical evidence to back up these things in what you're saying, then that's all you're saying. That means all the defense or the other side has to do is shoot away at your credibility, because you don't have any actual thing that you're saying this is for that and that is for this. You're just saying I got hurt, he did it. Okay, so where's the proof that he did it? I saw him do it. Okay, but how do we know for a fact that what you saw was what happened? Because I'm telling you. None of that is evidence. Copy? Zero of that is evidence. Just want you to be clear on that. Zero of that is evidence. None of that is evidence. I think the defense is smart. I'm telling you what the defense is going to do. The defense, so I was busy sitting here thinking, why didn't the defense push back harder on what Meg was saying? You want to know why the defense didn't push back harder on what Meg was saying? I could tell you why I believe so right now. Because if the defense would have pushed back hard on what Meg was saying, then the prosecution would have knew how they wanted to use Kelsey. I'm going to tell y'all about something that people don't know, but you can do in a court of law. You know, in a court of law, you don't have to tell the defense what you don't have to tell the prosecution what your defense is until it's your time to present your case. So in opening statements, when the prosecution come out and say, we're going to try to find this person guilty of that thing, boom, right there sitting there, you could defer. I think Tory's team should have deferred. You could just defer and say, we'll do our opening statement after the prosecution puts on their case. I would do that almost 100% of the time if I was a fucking defense attorney. I would never let them niggas know what I'm doing. Now, with that being said, well, I mean, depending on what the case is, because it's depending on what we're trying to do. But with that being said, and I want to be clear on this. So with that being said, there was barely any real pushback on Megan Thee Stallion. And that's because they plan on attacking Megan Thee Stallion's testimony through other witnesses. If they would have went at Megan Thee Stallion hard, then that means that the prosecution would have had a better understanding of how they should have used Kelsey against him. Because they're giving the same testimony. Anybody knows how I know that they're giving the same testimony? Anybody knows how I know they're giving the same testimony? Anybody want to know how I know they're giving them the same testimony? Anyway, let's look at the question real quick. Do you think Until Freedom is fair in their treatment of men on social media, excluding situations that pertain to them and the police? Meaning those situations don't count. 45% said yes. I think that they treat men pretty well. 33% said no. And 21% said not sure. The irony is Until Freedom is like saying, do you think Malcolm X is fair in his treatment of men in social media? Black men. You think Martin Luther King is fair? We would probably get 100%. So this is a whole... How do you call these guys? Activists. And we can't even agree that they are for black men. The simple act of not being able to agree that they're here for black men should be a problem with everyone. This isn't something that we should not be able to agree on, just so we can be clear. I want to take a break in the program. Somebody's trying to send me private chats. I don't even answer them shits. I got a couple over there. Shout out to them bitches, though. I can't even see when you send me private chats because my screen is broke, so that shit's all the way over the side. So you probably got assholes trying to send me shit to talk shit, and I don't even know you sent it. You could have sent that shit like 2 hours ago. In any regard. This Friday at 11 o'clock, tune into the BBN Network. So over here, we're going to be having some things going on. We're going to be having this stage where we're going to be having we're having a new, just so we can be clear, we're having a new video music programming. It's going to be live. Most of it is going to be live, obviously. We're going to have some pre-recorded content also, obviously, but it's going to be a live show that we're having on. Right now, I'm letting you know right now, we already have our featured artist. I'm not sure how we're going to be promoting our featured artist. I was actually talking to the artist yesterday, trying to figure out how we're going to be doing it. So this first inaugural show, obviously, I promote Deja Vu. This first inaugural show, obviously. I'm trying to remember when it. Yeah, wow, Deja Vu. This first inaugural show is going to be on Friday. It's going to be at 11 p.m. Friday night. Pull up. We're gonna have interviews. We're gonna have also we're gonna be showcasing a lot of new rappers. I have a couple of artists that hit me up. I'm thinking I have to add a new thing to allow for people that just just got $10 and you just want a real quick clip to be in our jump off. We actually have $10 spots now, so I have to make a new board for pricing. Don't worry, I'm going to try to put it together today because apparently now we have $10 pricing and we also have $5 pricing. If for people that might want to be in, contact me via DM if you want to know what these prices are. I mean, that's not much. That's like nothing. You can get right into the show. Yeah, I got this one dude wasting the shit out of trying to waste my time. I only contact him like if I'm on the toilet or some shit, like if I'm not doing nothing. So let me tell you real quick, just because we bullshitting before we get back to the show. So basically what the dude keep doing is he keeps hitting me up saying, yo, I want to put my video up, right? So I don't do any work until after money exchange ends because it don't make sense for me to start doing the editing for whatever I'm going to do for you and then you don't never pay me. Then I just worked for 3 hours and I did some shit. And I could have been doing something else and you never paid me. So I said, all right, you want to have your program on the show. So the way this works is when you want to have your video in the show, you send me the money, you send me the video. I start doing whatever editing or whatever I need to do to make sure that we're going to be able to insert it. So, this mofo been talking to me since like 2 days or 3 days or some shit like that. And he hits me up every single day to be like, yo, I'm going to send you the money today. And so I'm not really thinking about it. Because I'm like, okay, I'm working with this other artist. He already sent me the money. I'm working over here doing this. That person already sent me the money. So I think that this individual is thinking that like I'm supposed to, I guess, be waiting by my phone. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to message him right now. And I'm going to say, is he ready? Right? And be like, you ready? I ain't going to tell y'all who it is, though. I don't want to give him no free promotion. So I just message him and say, ready. I want to see what he's going to do. But he's going to reply back, dumb later, like shit, right? But he's not going to be ready. He's just going to be wasting my time. And I'm just going to be sitting here ready to actually start putting his like clip together. And he's not going to send me the money. So I'm not putting your clip together. So I'm not wasting my time. Shout out to you, though. Motherfuckers be so mad, yo. Shout out to you, though. I was just trying to give you promotion. I don't need to give you promotion. The show's gonna be fine. If you want to be on the show, pull up. If you don't. What the fuck? I just thought that was funny. So people are always trying to waste my time. So that's why sometimes people be like, yo, why do y'all YouTube content creators or social media people be annoyed? Or it's not that we don't want to talk to y'all. You got to understand how many people is out here that they just want to waste our time. Like they don't really want to do, they don't want whatever it is that we offer. They don't have nothing going on or whatever, but they ready to waste their life and waste your life. You understand? So pull up, hit us up. If you want to have your song played without a video, it's $20. If you want to have your video played, it's $30. If you want an interview, it's $50. Also, apparently, I got to put a $10 jump off if you want to do a different thing because some people was asking me about some other shit. So, I mean, I don't even know if I want to do it, but I'm thinking about doing it for the $10. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could. I don't know. We're going to see how the first show goes and see if I don't need it, I'm not going to do it because it's extra work. And I'm not. I need all money. Don't get this confused. But if it doesn't, if it's not worth doing, I'm not going to do it. You understand what I'm saying? I still got other responsibilities. Also, going back to we're gonna look at this shit real quick. This one, that's that was one. Like the dude stages, so I'm like, this nigga just trying to waste my time. Anybody that would like to promote anything anywhere, do not contact me here. If you contact me on here, I'm just gonna think you're capping and that you're lying. If you want to contact me, you can contact me on Instagram at the real. I am the real Jack Frost. If you contact me here or you try to talk to me about it here, I'm just gonna assume that you're lying and wasting my time, and I'm gonna block you. So that's what I'm gonna do. Try to talk to me about it here, and we've never talked about business previously, I'm just going to assume that you're just trying to waste my time, and I'm going to block you. So I'm telling you, and I told you how to get in contact with me. So please, everybody, when y'all see somebody in the chat and I kick them for what I'm saying I'm kicking them for, don't pretend like I'm doing something wrong to them. Don't pretend I'm doing something wrong to them. We're not doing it. With that being said, if you would like any kind of promotion, all you got to do is contact me right there. I am the real Jack Frost, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, if after like our first communication or two, and I tell you what the prices are, and it's whatever, and then I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with you, just so you can know. I'm gonna then respond back after you send the money. I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with you. That don't make sense. Once again, it says, do you think Until Freedom is fair in their treatment of men on social media, excluding the police? 38% said yes, 38% said no, 23% said not sure, 39 people voted so far. I don't know what you guys think. If you think they're fair, then you think that they're fair. I don't think they're fair. Every situation I have ever seen Until Freedom be in, where there's a man and there's a woman, it is a black man and there's a black woman, they are 100% of the time against the black man. So that doesn't sound like freedom to me. That sounds like bondage. And it sounds to me like trying to keep black men in bondage. So shout out to my son being the top slave over there. Tell me where I'm wrong. What do they do to black people when they want to hush us up? They go get other black people to talk shit about us. So why they always, now you know why my son is always talking about any man that reports on a woman. My son talks about any man that reports on a black woman and they don't say what they want them to say. Why? Okay, ask yourself why, if you criticize certain institutions in America, why certain black people like Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, why they just jump out of the woodwork disrespecting. So my song is basically that against black men for Until Freedom. Anytime they want to disrespect a black man, anytime they want to tear down a black man, they send my song. That's his job, to tear down black men. Now tell me where I'm wrong at. Somebody tell me where I'm wrong. I'm here. I'm listening. I'm paying attention. Matter of fact, I'll put this in the whole chat. If anybody want to come up here and discuss this with me, tell me where I'm wrong. My son's entire job is to tear down black men. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me when my son spoke on a situation that involved a black man and a black woman being at conflict with one another, and he did not take the black woman's side. Tell me. I'm here. I'm listening. I'm here. I'm listening. Tell me one time. can't, because it doesn't exist. Anytime a black man, anytime a woman says anything negative about a black man, anytime a black woman says anything negative about a black man, my son don't care what the truth is. That's your king. There's nothing godly about that. Copy? I'm going to say this with the most respect that anyone could ever have for the female race. But I'm going to say this, and it says this in the Bible. In the Bible, God is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of man. Man is the head of woman. Woman is the head of the child. It says that in the Bible. It doesn't say, with all due respect, God is the head of man. Pardon me, God is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of woman. Woman is the head of man. It does not say that. So I'm not saying that in order to say that a woman can't be a leader, because 100% a woman could be a leader. You better believe it. We're raised from women. That's basically what this is telling you. That the future of our society is based on our women. How prosperous you are or we are is based on how our children is raised, and women are the head of our next generation. What is everybody right now trying to control? The next generation. What do you think marketing is about? Why do you think Disney go after your children so hard? Why do you think there's droids in Star Wars? That and narrative device, by the way. But you get it. So when I say, I don't say that, I say this with zero disrespect towards women. With the utmost respect, actually. The head of our next generation are our women. I don't see that as a reason to look down on nobody, and I don't see that as anything to run from. I don't understand why women don't see that as a reason to be proud. Like, I think that that's a reason to be proud. You're raising the next generation of whatever demographic you are a part of. You're raising our leaders. You're raising our athletes, our scholars. I don't understand why this is something to look down on. I need to be explained this. I'm serious. Why when I live in a community that have a lot of Jewish people in it. And this is not knocking on them, obviously. Shout out, shalom. And I say that to say, when I see the Jewish people's family, the mothers are there raising them, not complaining that the fathers is out making money. We have a lot of women in our community are single mothers. I think that we need to start looking at family different in order to solve that problem. It's a problem that we have so many single mothers. It's a problem that we got men that, whether they got kids or not, don't have families. That don't even make sense. We got men that don't got families and we got single mothers. And we're going to blame anything else other than communication? Because you can't blame the women and you can't blame the men. We got to blame communication. I say all that to say this. Because obviously we on a whole nother conversation now. But I say all that to say this. My son calls himself the New York General, but he does nothing at all except for sniff behind women to find out what he should do next. My nigga, could you even tie your own laces? And I'm not saying any of this to be disrespectful. I'm saying you talk to men and you talk down on men all the time, but you never talk to a man and say you want understanding. You're supposed to be a general. You're supposed to be a leader. You're supposed to pull up on individuals and try to get understanding first. Then if there can't be somewhere met in the middle, then you do whatever it is that is your next move. But understanding is supposed to be there first. My nigga, you talk like you do God body shit, but so there's no understanding? Knowledge does not reign supreme? I'm just asking. If you enjoy any aspect of this show, you can always pull up to the Cash App. Also, smash that like button. Let's get some more likes up in there. I'm going to go to a commercial break real quick. We're going to be right back. Yeah, you can. Some of this shit is like, what the heck, man? I don't know what to tell you. Some of this stuff, you can't script some of this stuff. Some of this stuff is just, what in the hell, yo? Just, what in the hell?
Imagine meeting me for the first time. Bitch! An experience. Life-changing. Life-altering. Never the same again. I envy you.
Sorry about that. That shit went off by itself. I didn't even know that. With that being said, I keep looking at these people sending me these private chats. There's like a number over there where people like, but I can't even see that shit until I move my whole screen over. You rat bastard. That niggas is just, I don't get. I don't know. I guess if I was the most, I wouldn't be that way. It's not possible. I have an actual bad habit of forgetting about things that's not directly in front of me. Okay? And it's really a bad habit. And it's just because I be so busy. You understand? Mentally, doing other shit. I forget about some shit dead in front of me. For real. I think that, and this is another thing I'm going to say. I think it's also, oh, wait, what? Oh shit, I got this on both sides now. Hold on. They got this new shit on YouTube. Boom. Good morning, everybody. Have a blessed day. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to do a different thing real quick. I'm feeling like leaps and bounds better. Hold on, y'all. Yeah. I want to send a couple messages. Some people got to do it. Y'all want to bring up? Hey, y'all want to bring up our screen? Let's see what they said about what was happening in court. Why don't we do that? Boom. Let's get that a little bit bigger. Y'all get this. All right, let's see what Megan Thee Stallion is. All right. I put a thing in the beginning here, dude. That's me. I gotta cut my nails apparently because this is too much, man. Sheesh. Who do we want to look at? Because you know most of this stuff is gonna be. Let's go to BBC. All right, we don't want to look at most of these guys because we already know they're gonna be telling all of the lies. They're gonna be so skewed. Pardon me. Hold on, let me see. What's the dimensions on this real quick before I fix the screen up so y'all can see as well as I can. Let's see the dimensions. All right, cool. Let's go. All right. Megan Thee Stallion has described an emotional courtroom testimony. Hush up, his fellow rep, but Tory Lanez allegedly opened fire on her. I can't believe I have to come here to do this. Okay, so can I say something real quick? I want to just say something. What the fuck she mean she can't believe she had to come here to do this? Who in the hell gets shot and complain they got to go to court to put away the person that shot them? If that's not a telltale sign of a liar that they can't believe something. Yo! Yo, I can't believe you can't find your keys, man. Yo, I can't believe you can't find your wallet. You need me to help you look for it? I can't believe I have to come here to do this. He told the jury in Los Angeles. The Grammy-winning rapper, I told you it's going to be saying Jeremy everywhere. Grammy-winning rapper said she was shot in her feet after leaving a pool party at Kylie Jenner's house. Jurors heard she insulted and accused and demanded that the luxury car before. Okay, let me put this screen back up. I want to say something. You do understand that they're basically saying that his ego is so fragile that she said his music wasn't good, so he tried to kill her. You do can I just say that nobody else think that sounds bananas? She's basically saying that his ego is so fragile that she said your music ain't good, and he didn't want to fight her. He didn't want to argue with her. He wanted her dead on the spot. Whew. The rapper's whose real name is Megan P, 27, testified that her alleged attacker became enraged when she disparaged his musical talent. I'm sorry. I went past a lot of stuff, but I'm sorry. I just can't believe that. I just can't believe that there's any human being on the face of the earth that you say, yo, your music is trash, and then they immediately try to kill you. I just can't believe that. I'm not even saying that that's not a person alive that isn't that way. I'm just saying that's just not something I can believe. There would have to be such a background revolving around a person for me to say that sounds like them. Sheesh. She said the 30-year-old defendant, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, Megan Pete, Daystar Peterson, had told her to dance before opening fire in an incident in Hollywood Hills in July 2020. I mean, people just be telling the wildest lies, man. Rhonda says, name or point to what post or post triggered her. I don't understand what you're saying. You gotta explain. I don't understand. All right, so she became tearful on the witness stand, expressing regret of ever having come forward about the incident. Who in the hell would say they find regret in trying to put the person away that shot them? Sheesh. I wish he would have just shot me and killed me if I knew. So she'd rather be shot and killed and dead. No, I can't see your previous post. I can't see your previous post. That's why I can't see. I don't know what you said. Are you saying Meg said he saw Tory with the gun, but didn't see him shoot? They asked where was Kelsey, and she said she didn't see her. That don't even make sense. Yeah, no, that don't make sense. Nothing she said makes sense. You have to blindly. Okay, so let's just back up for a minute so you can understand what I mean. You gotta just blindly agree with her for most of the stuff to make sense. Like, look, she says, "I can't believe I'm here to do this." Who in the hell would be like, "I don't want to go to try. I don't want to go to court to put the person away that tried to kill me"? Who would say that? What in the hell, man? Anyway, the Grammy-winning rapper said she was shot in the feet after leaving a pool party. Juries heard she insulted and accused and demanded to be let out of a luxury car before. So he shot and killed and tried to kill her because she wanted to get out of a vehicle and because she this don't make sense. You understand? And this is why I'm not fucking with Until Freedom and why we shooting at them today. Y'all trying to put out an image that black men is savages. Y'all ready to go try to put out this image that black men is savages just so y'all can help this woman lie about what happened. My son? And if you're wondering why I'm calling my son out and not Tamika Mallory don't have no obligation to black men. All right? She has an obligation to black people, but she doesn't have an obligation to black men. My son does. So that's why we shooting at my son. What in the hell? She didn't want to testify against the person that she said tried to kill her for saying something as small as your music is trash. But she don't want him put away. She want him free. And y'all believe this. She said the 30-year-old defendant whose name is Daystar had told her to dance. B-word. What in that? Copy. I'm looking at the DMs then. Look at the other one. Okay, I get to talk about this. Can you rewrite that? I don't know why it didn't let it go through. It says message retracted for me. It didn't let that message go through. Please try to write that message again because I want to pin that. I don't know what word didn't let the message to go through. Maybe blogs? I haven't gotten the slightest idea. Maybe because you put shot. Don't put that. Put a SI with like a something there, like an asterisk or something. All right, so check this out. Pay attention. I want to point this out. I'm gonna read the jump off first. It says they asked her what prompted her to do the live and say Tory shot her. She said she felt his team was trying to put out false narratives. I'm gonna say something, and I know y'all not gonna believe me because Jack Frost is a small channel, don't know what he. She said that because I came out. And this is why I'm mad at DJ. I'm not mad at DJ Academics, but DJ Academics put something out, and then they tried to say that he was talking about her, but she wasn't talking about him. She was talking about us. I reported the play-by-play of what happened about a week before DJ Academics. He was on vacation or something. he wasn't even posting videos. If you go back to that period in time, it was in August. It was in late August. It was in late August, early September, late August though, right? This is when this whole story broke. The last 2 weeks of August. DJ Academics didn't release anything on this until like the beginning of September. She was talking about us. My page got slowed all the way down. Our page got shut down. Y'all just don't know. We were shadow banned. So that's why when people keep saying jack this, jack that, no, I be shadow banned a lot of the times. Why you think I be needing for people to pull up to the Cash App and to the Super Chat? I be shadow banned, my nigga. I just don't go on here every day and talk about how I'm shadow banned. Just telling you what it is. So I'm kind of upset that DJ Academics put it out when he did, but I'm kind of happy that he did because that helped my situation. Somebody else talking about it way bigger than me. I be shadow banned, my nigga. People just keep listening to the people that say I don't know what I'm talking about, so y'all don't understand. I'm telling you good information. This is about the third court case that we talked about, that I told you everything that they were going to use either on the defense or on the prosecution in the case. This is about the third or fourth case in 2 years. And that's with a pandemic year. I'm good at this. And I'm not talking about reading paperwork. Anybody could read paperwork. I tell you what's happening in the courtroom before it happens. Sheesh. I was the first person that delivered this information. It's a video. Will Cornish is in the video with me. During that same period of time, I told everybody to go buy NFTs. Too bad we didn't. We'd be rich right now. We could have, during this same period of time, I was telling everybody to invest in NFTs. If we would have invested, the video is still up, by the way. I've been putting people on the game. Our team just ain't been strong enough to take advantage of shit. I don't know no other way to explain this. We get a stronger team, we take more advantages of shit, we make more moves. That's it. You got 49 votes, and the question is, do you think Until Freedom is fair in their treatment of men on social media, excluding the police, excluding situations that involve when black men have a problem with the police? 33% said yes, y'all think that Until Freedom is fair. 45% said no, you do not think Until Freedom is fair. And 22% said not sure. I don't think Until Freedom is fair. I think Until Freedom, I think if you're a black man and you got a problem with a woman has a problem with you, I don't think Until Freedom care if it's true. I don't think they care if the woman is right. I don't think they care if the woman is wrong. I think that if a woman does something to you, the smartest thing that she should do is go get help from Until Freedom. They're going to help her. They don't care if she's wrong. And that's how I feel. I think Until Freedom is actively looking for black men to destroy in the help of black women. I don't know no better way to say that. I think they're actively looking for black men that they can destroy by pretending to save or protect a black woman. They don't care if the black woman actually needs saving or protecting or not. C. Pablo says she was mad at BBN, and that's a fact. Next day she was online. Thank you! She came online before Academics did the video. That's a fact. Shout out to C. Pablo. She came online the very next day before Academics even had a chance to put a video up. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. I made my video first. Academics didn't make his video for like a week and a half later. She came on live the very next day. And it became big. That's a fact. Why do y'all be fucking with Jack? Why do y'all be acting like I don't be on point? I'm not talking about the haters. I'm talking about the other niggas. Haters are gonna hate. What about the rest of you? That's a fact. That's a fact. Shout out to C. Pablo. You going green again, my brother? I'm curious. How many of y'all going green again? I'm curious. Also, if you are enjoying any aspect of the show, you can always pull up to the Cash App. We can always use your support. I don't know if there was another blogger or if there was another blogger. Just so we could be clear. See, Iron Addict said no bias. It was BBN and another blogger as well. Credit to you and that person. I don't know who the other person is, and I'm not saying that the other person didn't. Copy? Yeah, they got a thing where if you like anything that I do or say that you're being biased. Everybody's supposed to actually be biased. This shit is bananas, yo. Anyway, no! I don't know who the other dude is, so I don't know what you're talking about. But as far I was, and the reason why I'm saying, the day we did the video, I'm not gonna say who it was. Mofo called me on the fucking phone. I'm not gonna say who it was. Said, Jack, can you believe what happened? I'm not gonna say who it was. Sat on the phone with me for like an hour. And the very next day, Meg Thee Stallion went online before Academics had a chance to say it. That's a fact. Shout out to C. Pablo. Sion Addict says, yeah, but you were 100% right. My dude, I don't know. I don't understand the world when I can be right so often and somebody that don't know nothing about nothing could just say that I'm wrong and then people believe them. Rhonda from upstate New York said, did you catch that Meg and her friend left the party? Tori didn't want to leave. She said she left something at the party. Then she said she wasn't leaving without Tori. Yes, because she was trying to stop Tori from having quiet time with homegirl. That's it. She was trying to make Tori leave because Tori was with the other chick. These are all grown folk. You can't tell me she couldn't have called the Uber. This is all grown folk. You can't tell me she couldn't have got a lift home. So she knew nobody that was there? She couldn't have got a lift home. Once again, all of this happened because Meg was trying to stop Tori from... Meg was cock blocking? So all this happened because Meg was cock blocking. But she left, and they had the driver go back for Tori. Why? Oh, because Tori was about to get some. She was like, Tori, you not be getting any of them snacks while I'm here. I'm going to leave. And then she left and said, Tori, you're not going to get any of them snacks while I'm not there. I'm having it both ways. 1 second. My dude, what you gotta understand is, and this is why, shout out to your boy Jimmy Belcher. Your boy Jimmy Belcher. Look at your IG real quick. Don't respond here. Look at your IG real quick. No, go look now. Megan, her friend was at the party for 5 hours before Tori got there. I did not know that part. So they didn't even go to the store. So on. So they didn't even arrive together. So stop. They didn't arrive together. Then why in the hell did they take Tori's driver? So hold on. So they didn't arrive together? So did Tori's driver drive them and then they came back? Or did they leave Tori and Tori's driver and then decide to come back and make them leave? Y'all on Megan's side. Now you see why I'm not fucking with my son? Now you see why I'm not fucking with my son? Oh, so she had other people there. See, Iron Addict says. Good job today, see, Iron Addict. So, see, Iron Addict says they had her hairstylist. So, you trying to tell me there were other people there with Meg also? Meg did not have to leave with Tori. Besides the fact she's just a grown-ass adult and she didn't have to leave with Tori. So Meg didn't have to leave with Tori. Meg wanted to force Tori to leave. Why? Oh man, they would never. She would never. If she took the stand against, she'd be in so many tears. There'd be so many tears. She'd be crying. She'd be crying the whole time. She'd be crying the whole time. She'd be crying the whole time. I promise you. I promise you. It'll just be, she'll be like, good morning, how you doing today, Meg? She'll be like, I'm doing fine. That is it. Everything after that will be tears. everything after that will be is tears. Everything after that will be tears. Just so we can be clear. Every single thing. Sheesh. She didn't even. So she, once again, see, this is what I mean by, and I didn't know this, but listen to what I told you earlier. Meg Thee Stallion was just trying to control Tory Lanez. My son is about men having no personal control over their life and women telling us everything we can and can't do. Now, I need for you to tell me how he's a general. I need for you to tell me how my son is a general. Just explain it. I'm here. His whole way of living is women should tell men everything to do. You can't tell me this isn't true. Because I don't think I've ever heard him disagree with a woman yet on how a man and a woman should be treated. He fall in line. Also, all of you go along to get along niggas, I go along to get along with God. I'm not going along to get along with you. I don't know what your intentions are. I don't know what you've been doing on the other side. Copy? So I'm not going along to get along with none of you niggas. If I don't feel like it's inside of what God want me to be a part of, I'm not joining it. Period. And I don't care what it is. Rhonda from upstate New York says that came up in court. She came with a stylist. They asked, why didn't you put her back in Tori's car? There's no excuse. She wanted to control Tori's life. That's the number one reason why you lie on somebody. You do know that, right? You lie on somebody and you make a lot of lies about a person so you can try to control their life. So you can try to box them in and make them do what you want them to do. That's why you lie on people. And that's why when I find somebody to be a liar, I don't want to talk to you no more. You understand? Because I might be cool with you and you lying on me behind my back and people don't even know because I'm cool with you, so they think that the lies is real. So once I find somebody to be a liar, I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to be seen with you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to be a part of you. I don't want there's nothing about being forgiven. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm not trying to forgive you. I'm not even trying to be mad at you. You are not a part of my life anymore. I don't care if you mother, father, son, daughter, uncle, aunt. I don't care. God first. So shout out to all of you go along to get along niggas. You niggas been serving the devil since day one. Rhonda says you may have set a standard on my. Shout out to Rhonda. Rhonda, every time we cover a case, everybody switches up and start doing it the way we doing it. You already know what it is. Copy? Every time we cover a case, everybody switch it up and start doing it the way we do it. You already know what it is. I'm your favorite YouTube content creator, I'm the YouTube content creators. I'm your favorite YouTube content creator, Don't let nobody fool you. Rhonda says, I sent you milligrams reporting on this. She took a lot of notes in her notebook and reminded me of when you did the Treyway case. You're supposed to. The difference is this. We could only take notes in our voice. You understand? So I guess it depends on like where she's at with her understanding of the law, understanding the remember, whether you believe me or not, this is a fact. I went to school and studied communications. I've studied psychology. I studied quite a few different things in school. So when I go into a courtroom, I'm not just looking at this as what I think from my personal opinion and my personal perspective. I'm literally looking at this and seeing how this is all affected outside of whatever I might believe or think about the particular situation. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's my job. Pardon me. When it's my job to tell you what I think, I'll tell you what I think. But when it's my job to tell you what I see, I tell you what I see. That's the difference between me and other people. You understand what I'm saying? That's the difference. For real. That's the difference. Rhonda from upstate New York said, asked her, pardon me, let me rewind. Rhonda from upstate New York says, you may have to set a standard. You may have set a standard on covering cases. I don't have a problem with anybody copying off of anything that I do. I'm not here to be one. I'm here to be an example. So when I do something and I encourage, or especially if I do something that encourages somebody else to do something that's prosperous for them, that's a good look for me. You know what I'm saying? I want to encourage people to do stuff that's going to help them win. I wish I was doing more winning right now because I would show you more. But since I'm not doing enough winning right now, I can't show you more. But we're going to get to the point where I'm going to be doing a lot more winning. My winning is going to come back at the point where I could show you more. You understand what I'm saying? Show you more ways to be able to do these things. DJ Academics asked her to be his eyes in the court, the feeling, the vibe, the microphone movements, or whatever you call it. Well, I hope she did a good job. I don't know. If I was out there, I would have did it. He said he's paying $1,000, right? If that nigga would have flew me out there, I would have did that shit. And no disrespect to her, but I would have did an incredible job. We all know that. We all know that. We know I would have did an incredible job. That's not even a question. All right. Let's go over this one more time because I'm keeping this up for a minute. Do you think Until Freedom is fair in their treatment of men in social media, excluding situations that involves black men with the police? And it says yes. 32% said they do think that Until Freedom is fair with the treatment of men, specifically black men. 47% said no. 48% said no, and 20% said not sure. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm 100% on the no. All right. I need to see DJ Academics be able to say something that is valid about a woman, and my son don't jump out of his fucking seats attacking DJ Academics. Because he's just a simp. My son is a simp. Frauds, try and be a chat ninja. If anybody's chat I should be pulling up in is Stars, to be honest with you. I be in people chat sometimes. I just don't want to argue. You understand what I'm saying? So it'll be times I be in people chat. But I know if I pop out, people gonna want to argue with me. And I don't want to argue. You know? I'll debate all day. We could debate. There's nothing wrong with debating. But people don't debate with me. You understand? People argue with me. They just hear a thing that I'm saying and just say whatever the opposite is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even get no exercise. I can't flex my mind. I can't be creative. I get nothing out of it. You understand? Because I'm intelligent to know that if you're just saying the opposite of what I'm saying, it don't matter what I say. No matter what I say, you're just going to say the opposite. I got a cousin who do that. I never want to talk to him again. And I like him. As a person. I mean, I like him. But no, I never want to talk to him again. Never. Because he just says the opposite of what I'm saying. So every conversation is just talking in a circle. I never want to talk to him again. I like him though. He's dope. Dope as shit. Yeah, I never want to talk to that guy. Just because it's just an argument. Like, I don't care how much I like you. Like, I could love you, but if I know we just gonna argue, like, I'm not gonna talk to you. That don't make sense. You're just gonna say whatever. You're just gonna wait to hear me say something and say the opposite. Why would I talk to you? I need somebody to explain that to me if I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I 100% do not think I'm wrong. Just so you can be clear. No, I like that guy. No, I like the other cousin too. It is not Dr. Inky. Shout out to Dr. Inky. That's my cousin. I fucks with you, homie. You over there doing your shit. I'm over here doing my shit. No, not Dr. Inky. I love Dr. Inky. No, I love my other cousin too. I just don't never want to talk to that nigga. My other cousin is fun as shit. What you don't understand is I have a lot of talented people. We all do. have a lot of talented people in our families. If niggas weren't the way that they were and they were individuals that I could actually be around and do stuff with, I would. I just can't. You understand? I just can't. If I pull up and be like, yo, I got a thing I want you to be a part of, they don't want to be a part of it. They want to stop me from doing whatever I'm doing and then make me do whatever the thing is that they have plans for. So I can't. You understand? It is what it is. And be like, yo, I got a TV show I want to get y'all guys involved in. Motherfucker said, yeah, yo, that's dope. That's dope. Yo, you need to come over to the crib. I'm shooting a podcast. I'm like, yo, man, I'm trying to do a thing. Yeah, no, come over, bring your equipment. Yo, you should do. So every time I talk to you about doing something, you're going to talk to me about doing something, so we can't get nothing done. There's no reason for me to talk to you. What the fuck? Anyway, dope guy though. Really good basketball player too. He can't see. I just want to say this real quick. This nigga cannot see. His eyes is shit. He can't see. But that nigga jump shot. I've been in that nigga jump shot. You like, I don't know how you shoot that bitch. I'll tell you. I don't know how you shoot that bitch. I don't know how he shoot that bitch. I have no idea. But he got and his jump shot is smooth. He a lefty. His jump shot is smooth too. It's silky. He's maybe out of all of my family members, other than me, I always thought he had the best jump shot or the second best jump shot. And the nigga can't see, so I don't know what to tell you. The family members I saw, nigga, you can't see. Nigga eyes is shit. Nigga glasses is legitimately this thick. Copy? Legitimately. He funny as shit though. He's a good guy. He's alright guy. He's alright. Yeah. He just want all the time. I think that shit is funny. That's why I'm gonna talk to him. What we talking about? Put it in the chat. We still talking about Meg. I know I went off the rails. Y'all know I'm gonna do that every 5 minutes, every show for about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm gonna go off the rails. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Oh shit! It's noon. I should have been out of here already. Game it. Shout out to your boy Jimmy Belcher with the $5 drop. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Who's next? I don't always see these. I happen to see it today for a reason. I don't always see those. So sometimes we be having them shits, and then the whole show go off, and then I see it, and I'll be like, God damn that shit. And then I'll be like, those people probably don't care. Usually they care if they go into it and they say, check the Cash App. They don't say check the Cash App. They don't be caring. They just be showing support to the channel. Let's make sure I don't got nothing else. I'm supposed to be speaking to him today too, right? Let me hit him up right now. I'm thinking I'm free today. Because once again, what in the heck? I hate when I do that. Overlay. Okay, that is overlay. Once again, we will be having the stage BBN video musics. It's gonna be on Friday, 11 p.m. We're gonna be having. We already have a guest that we're gonna be having. Our main, I guess our headliner. We already have our headliner for the show. I don't know who this Harlem Showstopper guy is. I'm gonna take this comic off of here because I don't know what that is. I don't know why you just wrote that in my chat. And I don't know if I should trust it because people were constantly trying to do evil to me for no reason. So I hope you're not too upset, but I'm going to remove that. We need to know who the Harlem Showstopper is. Put a little bit more context if you don't mind. Not that I don't want you to say that. I just want a little bit more context so I can know who we're bigging up. Pardon me. DJ Danny D. I don't know who Danny D is. I don't know what any of that is. You bullshitting me? Shout out to DJ. I want to say shout out to the guy, but I be having so many problems over here. I don't even know if I should or should say shout out to a person. Anyway, shout out to BBNNETWORK and This Stage, the new show that will be coming up this week. Friday is going to be our inaugural show at 11 p.m. Please step in. We already have our headliner for tonight, our showstopper for that night. Also, hopefully we'll be able to get them to say some freestyles off the top of the domes, or they could just have some written. I mean, I don't really care, but I would like to have a little. I would like to have a little back and forth where they spit some verses. Got to make sure that people know beforehand, though, so we don't surprise people at the last moment. And they're like, "Oh man, I didn't know any of these things were supposed to happen." So we're like, "Nah, you should." RIP to DJ Stephen Twitch. Ellen's DJ's body was found. They're trying to say that he took his own life. This is him right here. I don't really want to go too much into this. RIP. There's a reason why I don't think that that's a topic that I really want to discuss right now, unless I discuss it in a certain manner. I don't want to discuss certain topics and not giving it the appropriate gravity, you know, especially when somebody passes away. Just so we can be clear, Rich Baby just got online. Shout out to Rich Baby. Only reason why we don't play his music in the morning is because of too much cursing. We're gonna go back to we'll actually have to speak to his people and see if they still want me to play his video. And if not, which video would they like for me to play if they want me to play a different one? I actually have to contact them. I'm sorry, I gotta look at something. It's a I watch chicks dance on Instagram all day. I ain't gonna lie to you. Especially the ones from the Latin countries. I ain't gonna lie to you. Kanye West Yeezy Company reportedly evicted from LA offices. Building owner says rapper is behind on rent. All those are possibilities. People crazy. Little Keith's mom confirms he passed away from natural causes. I don't care about none of that. Anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. It's about time to eat. We gotta get some grub up in me and look for some stuff to be popping up today. Also, if anybody wants to do any collabs with BBN, oh no, I can't do that. I'm just gonna be quiet. I wanted to do some collabs with some people, but every time I work with a smaller YouTuber, it's bad news for me, so I can't do that. With that being said, I'm gonna end this poll right here. Do you think Until Freedom is fair in their treatment of men on social media, excluding police? We're talking about black men, and we say excluding situations where black men have become, where police have did black men wrong. We got 46% said no, they do not believe Until Freedom is fair. 32% said yes, and 20% has said not sure that they believe that Until Freedom is fair. We gotta have more posts up on our community tab, so make sure that you pull up on YouTube and look at our community tab. With that being said, shout out to everybody that pulled up to the Cash App, Super Chat, and to the PayPal and supported the platform today. Definitely appreciate you guys. You guys are all the best. Also, you could also pull up right now or after the show is over if you feel. Some people don't like for anybody to know that they've donated to the page, which is, I mean, it is what it is. With that being said, I want everybody to please go out there, do some positivity things in the world. Make sure that you get all of your blessings, and the only way we can get blessings is by giving blessings. Keep that in mind. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Hashtag Bronx Boomers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I get on this one. I'm out.
My mama always told me I could be whatever I wanted, so I became a problem.